Alright, we're back again. Let's try the second attempt of putting this on. Now I'm assuming this spacer is supposed to be in here because it looks like it's kind of made for it. But once again, I don't know because I don't know squat about fxrts. Or P's. This was a P. I think it went P all over itself. That was the problem. Get all the comments now from the FXR guys. The helical doesn't like going in now. Or the bolt don't like going in. Okay. Threads are not happy. There it goes. Gotta get the threads just right. Okay, we tighten it. It's tight and it's loose, see? So that lock washer is not enough to do what we need to do. Okay, so that needs to be corrected. That means we need more take up. So we need a thicker wash than that. But I'd rather not go to that dimension there. That's a whole nother washer. It's a little thicker than I want to be. So I'm going to look for a thin washer, and a thin washer junk pile over here. That to be like a little AN washer. Something like that one right there. So there you go. So we got our lock washer and a flat washer. Which is probably about the same thickness as that big fat washer. Yeah, look at that. Same thickness. But now we got lock washer here. So now don't forget that plate that goes in there. That's broken in, it goes right in. Okay. Okay, now we're getting tight like we're supposed to. Okay, good deal. Okay, now our control won't fall off. Alright. Now you can go back and figure out our adjustment down here for other parts. Down here. So now you can't see. Got to get lower. Like way down here. There you go. How's that for getting down there? Okay, now we got to figure out where the rod goes up under here now. So, this is preset right now. We got a slight amount of free play in the system here. Not just there, but when you compress it, we have about that much free play in the piston inside the master cylinder. So now, we need to have this adjusted where this lines up with that. And the pedal's where you want it to be. Now right now the pedal's all the way down. So it goes up like that. Okay, so now we put it on there and you can see that we are not even close to where the hole goes. So, like I said, this is our clearance. So you can see how the hole is way off. It's a full hole off. So that means the pedal, instead of being way up here, will be way down over here before it starts to work. I would imagine it's supposed to be at a pretty hard stop someplace, but I'm not sure where this is supposed to actually be. It's kind of an awkward design. Usually you want a lever to be works just over center before and after the stroke range. So for that to happen, instead of the pedal being way up here, it'd have to be way over here, to be way up front like that. Which is what's going to happen when you put this in there, because it's way over here. So I'm guessing that probably is about the right spot. And that's why this adjustment here isn't too critical, because you have a whole large variance where this sits. It just sits. It's not supposed to be against the stop. It just kind of floats in the air, it looks like. See, they couldn't figure out how to make it correctly, so they just have it where it just floats. So there you go. So now, get a little higher, you can see it. You can see how the lever is just before center. There's center right there. You can see where the pedal's at. So center's right here, and then you go over center right here is your foot. So to go that far up here, your foot would be, your heel would be pushing against here. It would never go that far, you wouldn't think. It bottoms out right there. So if you look out bottom out to here, that's about split equally between the two spots, between bottom and here. See, right here, right there. I think I should go up just a little bit further, because this is not supposed to ever bottom out. So, yeah, that's probably about where it belongs. See, it'll never go all the way full bottom, so this is where your heavy stopping is right here. But you got to make it up here where your foot's comfortable. So I've never ridden this bike, so I don't know how it is. For me, my foot would be hitting on this damn thing, and you're pushing like hell right here, not up here where you need to be doing anything. This is counteractive what you're supposed to be doing with this stupid design. Alright, so it looks like it's probably where it belongs. So that means we're going to go ahead and disassemble this. See, now I know how it all comes apart. It's a lot easier doing this job. So you actually have to take one of these apart once to figure out how it all works. Okay, that goes up there out of the way. Okay, so we need to lock down our jam nut over here on this. So that would be that inch. Okay, lock that there. It'll be a 1/2 inch. And that might be what size it was, right? Nope, it's not 3/8. It's probably 7/16, but that'll work. I need a 1/2 inch wrench. Okay, so now you just take it and go tighten up the jam nut here. So the way you get good torque is just squeeze your hands together like this. That's how you tighten stuff up pretty good. So, okay, that's pretty damn tight. Okay, so that is now done. So now this here can be tapped in the rest of the way. And I have no idea where the cotter key is at this point, so I need to find out where that cotter key is at. The cotter pinhole, I should say. See, it's straight up and down. So I'm not sure how you would ever get the key in there, the pin. So if you turn it 90 degrees, you should have access to put the pin in there and actually fold it over. Okay, so it goes right there. We go ahead and tap this in. Once you tap this in, you're not getting back into here. Get a difference in sound. It's bottomed out. Okay, now you got to get a cotter pin in there somehow and fold it over. That ought to be really interesting to do. Not sure how we're going to do that. Make sure this all works. Yep. Still works. Okay, so they had a little washer. Here's my new pins. There we go. Here's my new stainless steel cotter pins. These are harder to bend than the steel ones. So I gotta get that in there. And I got at least split it apart to about like that. That's all you really need. It won't come out. You don't have to fold it back on itself. So I'm gonna do that, then I can actually squeeze it together and push it back that way. So I'm gonna put it in from the back side, or at least attempt to. If you come in from the front side, you just have no access. You don't have much access this way either. And hopefully the pinhole is basically like this. Before it was going like this, which you have no access to at all. Okay, let's see if I did the right thing. Okay, I can see the hole back in there. Seeing and getting to is two different things. There is no way to get a washer in there unless you pull it out. So you gotta pull it out a little bit, like that. Washer does not want to go over that pin. Fits on that one. If it fits on one, it should fit the other, right? There we go. It's hard to get in there. You can probably see the pin up in there where it's got to go. It goes in that small hole there, right there on the end of the pin over there. Okay, I'm going to try to somehow push it through. Now if I undo this, I should get a little bit more room to work, hopefully. But I'm not sure about that. Where is the wrench we were using? That was this one right here, 1 1/8. This is pulled into the frame right now, so it doesn't really want to move. So I'm going to put the nut out a little bit. You can tap on in the nut, it should pull it out. So just go like that. Get a little more, hopefully a bit more room. Get a finger in there or something. So I got access. It's relatively easy coming this direction, but it's going to be a lot easier going this way to actually do what we need to do. So I'm going this from this direction here. I was actually able to get it in there pretty good. Alright. So I don't know if you can see it right there, but it's right here. So all you got to do right now is open it up a little bit. So there's your pin sticking through right there, you can just see it. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and just bend it down and bend it up a little bit. Basically separate the two sides slightly. So that one went down, this one goes up like that. So now it's opened up like that. It can't come out even if one broke off, which will never happen. You have access to it, and I have access now to get it in and out nice and easy also. That goes in there, back in there. And I'll just sit in there like that, won't hurt anything. And we got the washer behind it to back it up. So that part's done. Okay, now this over here, I gotta go ahead and tighten this back up to pull the square back in, because I just undid it all. So you gotta actually put it back in there where it belongs. Like that. Tighten the nut up. Pull that back a little bit. I do my wrench. Big wrench, how do you lose it? Right in front of you, that's how you lose it. some reason this got really tight. There it goes. That's because it was not in the square. Now it is. Okay, that's tight now. Okay, I'm going to loosen it back up. Okay, now give me a new lock tab. Put the new lock tab in there. Okay, let's go find us a new lock tab. It's not too hard to do. We just go to the lock tab department. Right there. The new lock tabs. There's something flat. Sort of flat. Not very flat. That looks flatter. Okay, clutch hub lock right there. There's the part number if you care about it. Goes back to 1941. Okay, this little tit right here goes in the very bottom. Because if you look in there, we had that hole right underneath in the very bottom down there. That's where this should go. So you want to make sure you engage that before you start working too hard on this. There you go. Now, this might be too long to engage in there correctly. Nope, it goes in there just fine. So this one here was not in the right spot. That's why it got flattened out. So this wasn't doing anything at all when it was in there. Okay. Come in with your wrench. A lot of take up going on. What's going on here? Make sure you're in the right spot. Oop. There it goes, it got tight right there. So now we just put a little bit of force over here. About how much force? About that much. You can feel the threads working. That means it's time to stop. Okay, now you just fold over one lock tab. You don't need to fold over every damn one of them. So you only got to fold over the one that will hold it tight. So if you do the bottom one, it'll go on the back side and that's trying to loosen it. If you go right here, it's in the dead center. If you do the one from the top, that's the one that's actually trying to keep it from rotating. Of course, that's the hardest one to get to. So now, if you want to be able to clean your bike off without getting your fingers all screwed up, you just knock every one of these over, just because that way they're folded in. But that's optional. So I'm going to use my punch. Just knock them all in. Alright, and the other one I can't really get to, but I can try to get it from this angle. Okay, now if you put a pair of pliers on, you can probably squeeze that one down. So my channel lock pliers are not here. So just give you a little squeezing force. Boom. Now you bring it all the way down. A piece of chrome fell off or something. Oh well, I gotta dock me now. Okay, so I got every one of these folded down now. This is the only one that really works is this one. The other ones are just there so when you clean your bike off, you don't catch all those things that were sticking up like that. And the spectators are coming in now. So now I got to put some fluid in here and get this all set up too. But next thing is I'm going to put the pedal back on it, but we got to get this all put in here. All right, we'll be back. We're getting interrupted.